What the heck are they, those boys? Kick their asses. Craig, Adam!
Is that what you do on the show?
Yeah. I'm doing my character, thank you. All right, what's up?
Ali, what was it about interdimensional beings that attracted you to the pilot script?
Well, I have a lot in common with interdimensional beings. It's a really fresh idea. It's a simple idea, but I've never seen it before. And I thought, I know Adam from Tell Me You Love Me, which we did on HBO 10 years ago, and I love Adam. I think he's brilliant, and Craig's one of the funniest guys I've ever seen. I even know Craig. Like I saw Craig on Friends. Do you guys remember his little tiny guest spot on Friends? He's a genius. So I was telling him, I saw you on Friends. I was like, oh my god. But being a part of that, I think, and just good writing and comedy, which I haven't done in a long time. Just to be a part of something like that is really, really fresh and fun. So, yeah.
Can you tell us something about your character?
No. Yeah, I'm Captain Abel. I know very little about my character, actually. I'm Captain Abel Frey, and I run sort of this bureau underground, which is like a NASA, and we investigate the paranormal, and I'm a single mom, and I'm very tough, and I'm sort of straight, narrow, keeping them on, point and everything like that, and, just hilarity ensues wherever they go, so she's a hard ass. She's a military person, so it's kind of not that much of a stretch. I have 3 children, and I yell a lot. No, not really. But it's fun. It's really fun. It's really fun. Yay. Hurry up.
So you said you're kind of like the straight and narrow character, but do we get to see you exercise your comedy muscles as well?
Yeah, I mean, I got to do a little bit in the pilot, where I take the call from my daughter and stuff like that. And I think the situation makes it funny because it's so unreal, and yet it's kind of grounded in reality a bit. And here they are. So I get to be a little bit funnier. The situation is, yeah.
Hey.
Well,
Where are you?
I'd love to ask all of you. I feel like it begs the question: do you believe in ghosts or the paranormal? And have you had any sort of experiences?
I don't, it's actually the opposite of the show. I don't believe in any of it, but Craig, let him speak for himself.
I've had some experiences, yes. Nothing needs to be shared right now, but
Very
I
cryptic.
do believe.
Craig's
I haven't
fine.
been able to get anything out of him either, as far as this goes.
And I'm open to the idea of it. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Craig and Adam, you guys have both have done different genre projects before, and I'm curious, was there something about this specifically that sort of caught your interest when you were considering coming aboard? And I remember producers mentioned that you guys, they came to you, Craig, and you were like, yeah, I want to do this or that. I'm so curious about that relationship.
Yeah, Tom Gormican wrote a treatment. We had the same agency, so it got passed to me, and he wrote it and had some specific things in there, like badass black dude with a badass afro, and I was like, yeah. And then it was also hilarious, and we took it to Adam, and then Adam looked at it and thought,
Yes.
and with the the us two, who and with the paranormal angle, and then the friendship and the heart in it, I thought if we could pull this off, it could be something special. So so I met with Tom at Fet Sal for barbecue in New York, and then and we were like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, and for me, action comedy's always been, I grew up in the 80s, so Beverly Hills Cop in 48 Hours and Trading Places, I guess it is action comedy. Ghostbusters, Midnight Run, these are my favorite movies. And so I was thinking of it in terms of action comedy and some really grounded characters with a big heart. That's sort of where I was thinking, and the genre stuff was just a cherry on top. That's really fun to throw that into a world that feels grounded and real, throw something insane on top of it like that. And so it's a matter of being able to have these characters that feel real, reacting to all this stuff that's totally bonkers. So we've kind of been saying, like, the quick way of describing it is if in best case scenario, Stranger Things at Midnight Run have a baby, that's ghosting. And for me, that is that baby would be my favorite baby.
So what was it about the characters of Max and Leroy that Barry decided to kidnap them for the Bureau of Underground? What is it about these characters that they were chosen for this?
Well, in the pilot, one of the agents from the Bureau Underground he disappears. And before he disappears, he says, if anything happens to me, contact Max Jennifer and Leroy Wright, because we were in our respective fields that we got disassociated from. We were the best in our fields. So I was a great detective, and he was a great astrophysicist. So it was about combining these two powers to help out.
And there are some, after the pilot, there are some open questions as to why exactly it's these two that he wanted. And we know that he was a missing persons detective. I was an astrophysicist with theories about the multiverse. But it could go beyond that, like why exactly are these two guys being pinpointed and brought into this world? It may be more than just they excelled in their fields before they were kind of ruined. So I think that's something that could kind of be answered later on too.
Are you guys fans of X-Files? And there is some similarity?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, X-Files is terrific.
I saw one episode. It was great.
How about you, Allie? Are you X-Files fan?
I did like X-Files, yeah.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. From my era, yeah.
Do you find similarities with this?
Kind of. I think it's like a cross between Ghostbusters and X-Files. It's a really interesting hybrid, and I really enjoyed kind of watching that because it has similar qualities of both shows. So it's kind of a tough thing to do, to make someone scared and to make someone laugh in the same show. So I think it really kind of accomplishes that. So it's got both.
Yeah, we found when we were editing the pilot, the thing we found ourselves doing more and more was pulling jokes out, and especially during an action sequence or a sequence where there are some scares. There's a fine line there, and you can tip over into silly, and then the scares won't be scary, or the stakes of someone being chased kind of go away. Like, oh, well, they'll be fine. They're making jokes about the food in prison or whatever it might be. So that's we were just kind of finding the balance there, especially when it was being cut together.
In the name of reality.
Yeah.
So what is it like to be here on Comic-Con? I saw you guys signing autographs and taking a lot of selfies earlier. What is that part of this job like?
It's like flowers blooming everywhere, flowers of support, and the people, they came to the line. They were telling us, how they knew us. I love you from Parks and Rec, or what have you, and it's very gracious. And they're very grateful, and it's funny because it's like you're the reason we're here. So we're it's thank you. So it's like a circle of thank yous. It's appreciative. It was great.
A Circle of Thank Yous, which is the name of Craig's autobiography. This fall from Bantam.
So who's more likely to ruin a scene from laughing?
Me, probably. Well, maybe Allie.
Allie first. They're both really funny, and I kept going, oh my God, and they do take after take, and I did watch their foreheads. The rest of the shoot, I just started looking at their foreheads. Because Craig told me, he goes, stop it, look at my forehead. And I went, okay, because I kept breaking.
So from now on, we're
drawing
penises on.
It's really bad.
And on that note, guys, we do have a panel to get to, so we have to wrap up. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
Thank you so much.